Hi, my name is Brad Otto, and I am the founder and president of Acts of Wisdom. I've been incredibly fortunate in my life to never have to experience the difficulties I see in the world every day. I can't imagine what it's like to go hungry, not have clean drinking water, and to not have access to a quality education. In 2013, I traveled to Ethiopia for the very first time with my local church in order for us to build a water well there. I couldn't believe I was on this journey. I always wanted to go to Africa. Well, while there, the focus was supposed to be on the water crisis. But as I looked around, I soon began to see another crisis beginning to unfold before me. Everywhere I looked, I saw new schools that seemed to be newly constructed, but yet they sat empty. I saw rundown schools where kids would be sitting literally in mud, trying to learn, where there was one book for every 10 kids, and where education seemed so close and yet so far away. It finally hit home for me one day when we were walking through this village, and one little boy came up and asked me for a writing pen. Yeah, just like this, a writing pen. And then another girl came up and asked me for the same thing. And finally, I turned to my guide, my brother from another mother, Johannes Wasi, and I said, Johannes, why are they asking me for pens? And he said, so they can do their schoolwork, so they can draw, and so they can write. And then it hit me. I was like, how could something so insignificant to me? I have 3 or 4 of them right here on my desk. How can something so insignificant like a pen mean so much to a child and give a child so much hope? I was simply blown away. So as I returned home, I wanted to do something about it. But what could I do? I mean, I didn't have millions. I didn't have hundreds of thousands even sitting in a financial bank. But then I remembered something I learned on my very first mission trip that I took to Costa Rica in college. If not me, then who? And so with that, I began Acts of Wisdom. And since 2014, we have been able to accomplish the following. We have helped over 6,000 kids, both in Ethiopia and in Liberia. We have provided close to 15,000 school books. We have built a library. We have built a latrine that also introduced better health and sanitation practices for our students. We had an expansion of our kindergarten classrooms in Liberia. And we also built a water well for one of our schools. In our time, we have brought dropout rates down from 35% to 0.9%. Think about that. From 35% of kids dropping out to 0.9%. And we also have a 100% retention rate from grade level to grade level. It means our kids are passing their national exams and are moving on to the next grade level. We have more girls than we ever have before coming to school, and parents are actually wanting to send their kids to school because they know that education gives them a better hope for the future. We also launched an orphan initiative in Ethiopia a couple of years ago where we got 15 orphans off of the streets, and now they are in classrooms. They have been paired up with sponsors here in the United States, and they now are in school, have food, uniforms, school supplies, and they are at the top of their class. We are so proud of them. Now, because of the success of our orphan program in Ethiopia, we want to launch something similar in Liberia, but we also want to go further than we ever have gone before. All right? Over the past 8 years, we have done amazing work. All right? And our work in Liberia started in 2020 with helping one school in particular. We added a feeding program. We gave them school materials and school supplies. We built a water well and a security fence for the school. And since 2020, the school has doubled in size in terms of its enrollment of students. We couldn't be happier for them. But there's a huge problem that we're seeing right now in Liberia, and that is orphans who are coming to school wanting to be in school but don't have the resources in order to do that. And currently, right now, we have identified 4 to 5 orphans that we would like to get off of the streets and into school. But in order to accomplish this, we have to do two things. The first is part of our big project launch, and that is to either build or obtain a home that we could use to house the orphans there in Liberia. Our plan for this is as follows. First, we need to obtain the funding for either the construction of the home or for the purchase of an already built home. We estimate this cost to be about $125,000 to $130,000. By obtaining this, we can accomplish a couple of things. First, we can get these students off the streets and into an actual home. The home would be supervised by Pay and Alice McKay, who are our school leaders, who would be entrusted with the caretaking of the children, including their housing, their feeding, and making sure that they are enrolled in the school. But this also works to the school's advantage as well. Pay and Alice have a house that is adjacent to the school that we are working with, and they have gifted their home to the school so that the school can expand because of the doubling of the enrollment. And so this gives Pay and Alice a place to live, but also ensures that the school can expand and handle the huge enrollment that they are currently experiencing. All of our orphans would be given U.S. sponsors to sponsor their education. It's $35 a month. That ensures they get their school uniforms, their vaccinations, their school materials, and food. We already have this program established in Ethiopia where we have those 15 to 20 orphans, and we feel we can do the same thing here in Liberia. On the property, we also want to establish a school garden. The school garden would be the responsibility of the orphans to help give them some sort of responsibility while staying there. They would help tend to the garden. They would learn about skills about gardening and agriculture. And the fruits and vegetables from the garden would be then used in our school to ensure the students have fresh fruits and vegetables. But finally, this home would also be a main headquarters for Acts of Wisdom in Liberia. This can give us a central location for our work. And as we bring groups of people over, it ensures that we also have a place to stay. By having a place to stay, we are able then to decrease the cost to actually come on one of these mission trips, all right, making it more affordable for people to travel and to see our work. And as more people can come and see our work firsthand and be a part of it and help us, they can become invested in our work, and as such could potentially become donors and help us in expanding our work in Liberia to reach more children. This is our most ambitious endeavor ever, but we believe that if we can secure this funding for this home, for these orphans, that we can change more children's lives for the future. Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon we have to change the world. And we believe that with every fiber of our being. Where you start in life should never dictate where you end up. So we hope that you will join us in making this orphan home a reality for the children of Liberia, because together we can change lives and we can make the world a better place. At the end of this video, I encourage you to also watch our other video called Voices of Acts of Wisdom. This video actually shows you some of our children that we are helping in Ethiopia and the difference that we are making in their lives. And we want to be able to replicate that in the lives of the children of Liberia. Thank you very much for taking this time to listen to me, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.